Hello everyone. For this oracle, I'm going to focus on transformation happening in your connection. So this oracle is going to be directed towards the transformation of the individual, the self, and also if you're in a connection, the transformation within your connection. So this can be a platonic connection, a romantic connection. This can be a connection that's just beginning to unfold and develop. This can also be a connection that is transforming and you're kind of letting go, right? And entering into a new chapter of your life. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgarename, Jigadgarename, Sadgarename, Sri Gurudev Ename. Adgarename, Jigadgarename, Sadgarename, Sri Gurudev Ename. Adgarename, Jigadgarename, Sadgarename, Sri Gurudev Ename. I raise my vibration, I raise my vibration, I raise my vibration. I bless myself, I bless myself, I bless myself. My intention is to receive guidance, insight that is inspirational, motivational, deeply healing, and can help everybody experience peace, creativity, uplifting thought, and transformation that can bring greater success, victory, ascension, and mastery. Call upon Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, Archangel Zachiel, Archangel Ariel, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, beings of higher vibrations of love and light who are here to assist me. What is transforming within this connection? What is transforming within this connection? The connection that is with self and with other. Select cards that are for the highest good, that can bring immense healing and transformation for victory, victory, victory in this transforming in this connection. So I'm seeing a pink rose. So that pink rose is symbolic for softening, okay? The divine feminine in this connection is coming into her grace, right? Being merciful and graceful. And also there's this, I'm seeing the thorn, or seeing the thorn attached to the rose. Almost like I'm seeing a thorn bush. There's a sense of discernment. And there's a sense of self-worth that's developing through one's ability to say no, right, to something that does not bring the divine feminine closer to her goddesshood, closer to her divinity, closer to her sense of creativity and sense of worth. So we're saying no to anything that does not bring us victory within our womanhood. I'm also seeing the eagle, okay? The eagle, I'm seeing a masculine, okay? I'm seeing the Scorpio, okay? There's two sides of the Scorpio. There's the scorpion, right? And then there's the eagle. I'm seeing a divine masculine transforming out of the scorpion, which can do with the underworld. The underworld, the stinger, which has to do with poison, right? Dealing with poisonous thoughts, poisonous people. It can also do with sort of, deception and lies and drama, the kind of transforming into the eagle, right? The eagle is this sort of emperor, right? The eagle in this Scorpio type of transformation is the emperor, right? The individual who is not seduced easily, who's not in lust or materialism, but one who can navigate both the underworld with a sense of dignity and can triumph in the higher vibration. So it's a shamanistic masculine. Also seeing Egypt. I'm seeing like scrolls. So some of you guys have Egyptian past lives of writing scrolls, reading scrolls, reciting scrolls. Maybe there's spiritual script on these scrolls. I'm seeing architecture, engineering. This is like past life experience of yourself and your talents, your gifts. I see building something. You have the templates, you have the blueprints on how to build. Master builders, we're working with master builders, other planetary as well as other planetary systems. Breaking through the illusions, the matrix, and creating your own system. It's almost like creating your own matrix, creating your own system. Okay, I'm seeing the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki, they know how to create their own system within a pre-existing system, and know how to break it down, and know how to shift it, and know how to kind of implement their own so I say master plan or master system. Okay, so this is something you're discovering in the individual, the self, as well as in the connection. Seeing soul tribe, strongest when we're with our soul tribe. That's coming up. Soul tribe. Being drawn to Israelites. Being a part of this early patriarchy, I like to see. The early patriarchy of the Jews. Seeing that, the early leadership of masculinity. Okay, so what is transformation happening? What transformation is happening in this connection? I'm also feeling the third eye is clearing up. People are starting to unlock and open the third eye, because I'm seeing a dark blue. Like a dark blue represents the higher mind, integrating the higher mind, going through like a process of awakening and accessing the higher mind, which is giving you connection to higher creativity, sort of ideas, inventions, and a sort of consciousness that's very interstellar. It's connecting to your home planet. Your home planet, where I'm seeing some of you guys there's like an Akashic record on a home planet or a home system with a star. I see like a blue star, could be the Pleiades system, and this is where the bulk of your Akashic record is, the bulk of your information from multiple planetary systems, multiple dimensions, and this is where your higher mind is sort of embodied in the fullest expression of your many incarnations and the knowledge you have gained in these many different planetary incarnations. Do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone. Give your attention to someone else. So, our attention is being redirected, right? The transformation, again, you see this kind of pink flower headdress. So, the divine feminine, she's putting the attention back on herself. You see the rabbit, right? She's putting the attention on, You know, rabbit is about fertility, it's about creativity, it's also about, you know, good luck that comes from clearing karma. So I feel the divine feminine is focusing her attention on creating good luck for herself, right? By surrounding herself with prosperous environments, people, thought forms, ideas, routine. And I feel for the divine masculine in the connection, I feel there's a sense of redirecting your thoughts towards what nurtures you and what I'm hearing belonging, hearing what makes you feel not comfortable, uh, but makes you feel like you can be yourself. So there's a sort of comfortable feeling, but it's also more liberating than that. It's more about, you know, giving your attention and giving your time to those that are actually going to that help you to soften up, help you to unwind, helping you to loosen up, because that's where the divine masculine is going to really unlock greater imagination and greater healing. So there's this sort of there's this earthy vibe, right? Earthing, spending time in nature, giving your attention to what is authentic, because we're seeing these animals, and authentic, you know, animals are very authentic, very real, very direct. They're not hiding, they're not wearing masks, they are who they are, right? They are who they are, they are who they say they are. So there's something about getting in touch with one's authenticity, one's inner child, getting in touch with one's deep unseen gifts, someone's deeper self, right? These dreams we've had since we're 8 years old, and starting to, you know, feed this imagination, feed these visions we have. Even could be in a relationship. A lot of us, particularly the divine masculine in this connection, is really returning back to his more authentic idea of love. I'm hearing kindred spirits. So I'm seeing this pink, this just beautiful pink, soft pink energy, just like these two lovers in a bubble. And I think, you know, he's kind of returning back to his original idea of love. And this could be something that he's never seen in his parents and in his friends' parents, in society. He hasn't seen a lot of this kindred love, this kindred spirit. I'm seeing a lot of, again, the kind of polarity of kindred spirit, which is like status quo, relationships based off of materialism, relationships based off of sexual passion, and relationships based off of kind of the coming and going, right? You know, parents that are kind of in and out of each other's lives, and not a sense of uh, consistency. Like the rabbit is can be very consistent to its sort of habitat and its environment, kind of doing the same thing, going around, right? Very reliable to its young. Uh, so I'm seeing that there's a sense of reconstructing one's idea and belief about love relationships, and putting attention off of relationships that are supporting a behavior, a lifestyle, and even a relationship way of life that could support materialism, that could support lust, it could support a codependency, attachment, in and out, back and forth, that people do for years, where they're kind of in this constant unsure, and then they're sure and then unsure, that kind of commotion. And I feel like the divine masculine is starting to kind of connect with his own kindred spirit, starting to shower himself with gifts, shower himself with pleasures and delights that really help him to soften up and to loosen up, and to, you know, really reconnect with a more heartfelt understanding of love, right? And I'm seeing the bluebird, so the songbird. So there's something about a songbird expressing your heart, right? Singing from your heart, right? The songbird, the bluebird, you know, singing from your heart, and embracing your voice, right? Using your voice to heal yourself, using your voice to shed light on what is important for you, right? And allowing also, again, we're seeing that the ivy with the thorns, right? On the rose. That's also about, being discerning and not allowing other people's ideas of love or other people's beliefs or other people's relationships or other people's, I don't know, resentments or angers or bitterness to kind of put you in a position where you're starting to think that way, you're starting to behave that way, right? So it could be, sort of taking on beliefs or taking on a love sort of insecurities or issues from parents or people around us. So the butterfly at the head is saying transformation of thoughts is happening. And the yellow in the background is also about the solar plexus opening. Some people are really getting in touch with their creativity, their sexuality, and it's starting to really heal their lives. I'm hearing the divine masculine in this connection. Again, it could be woman, it could be man. It's not gender sort of specific. It's saying that the solar plexus is opening, and I'm seeing like a lot of emotions flooding, like a waterfall. So there's a lot of emotions flooding out through the solar plexus. So someone could be using their creativity to get emotions out, to clean out their emotions, so that they can really start to loosen up. Because I see somebody like emotions in like a what do you call it, a tank. And it's just like a tank, like someone's become like a tank, and there's like in this tank there's just all this water that's filled up and it's just like overflowing. So someone's kind of letting it out and really imagining themselves more like a river where you're letting it flow rather than just holding it in some sort of water tank, right? So they're letting that water flow, and it's actually bringing about a softer nature. Again, the solar plexus is opening, that yellow, so we're starting to feel more youthful. Again, a kindred spirit. It's about love that is fearless, love that has courage, love that expresses itself. It doesn't have high expectations. It's not demanding. It doesn't give ultimatums. It's not, what do you call, it's not this back and forth. It's very bold. It's very, very bold. And there's a feeling of being received and being heard, right? So someone's really wanting to give attention to love, really wanting to give attention to their lover, the one that is, again, their sweetheart, because, kindred love can be the sweetheart, the one that gives them the feeling of inspiration, the muse. You are my muse. I'm hearing that. You encourage me to be more heartfelt, to be more of myself, to let go of falseness, or let go of ways that it could be self-destructive, or where I'm not letting myself be like the bluebird, the songbird, right? Really to sing my song, right? Due to being hostile, or even constantly uncertain or confused, right? Because I'm still wanting to hold on to patterns of the past, routines, relationships of the past, that could come all the way from childhood, where it's this repetitive relationship that does not serve me, or does not bring me what my true vision of love is. Right? We all come into this life with a sort of innocent view of love, and I think we're returning back to that. We're giving attention more to the innocence of love and the innocence within ourselves, and balancing out the darkness and the light. That's we got that Scorpio, the darkness and the light, and that's the shaman. The shaman knows how to master both the shadow, the darkness, the underworld, which deals with lust, materialism, deception, greed, these type of things, but also knows how to master the light, which is about the innocence, the sort of creativity, your liberation, your sense of faith, and your love for yourself, and your ability to be yourself authentically with this bold approach. So we're becoming bolder, right? We're becoming bolder. We're becoming less fidgety, less anxious. We're making peace with who we are, who we really are. Okay, and then physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. So again, the divine masculine in this connection, again, could be man or woman. Again, we're seeing yellow. So the solar plexus, someone really wants to experience sacred sexuality, or someone may even be researching sacred sexuality because they really want to experience that intensity. Someone is dealing with an intensity, or someone has an intensity, or the person has an intensity. There's an intensity about touch. Someone may love to touch. Their love language may be more physical. Again, if you're dealing with a man, he could be more masculine in the way that he could be very physical, could have a high sex drive, just has a lot of physical potency, a lot of like overflowing like physical energy. And I feel like he's learning to balance that out, right? And he's learning to kind of master that. So mastering good, again, a man with high sex drive could also be more susceptible to cardinal relationships that are about like just lust, and usually materialism, transactional type of, I give you this, you give me that, and that kind of, usually there's not much love in that. So I feel like there's a sense of endearment. Like I want to be endearing, I want to be romantic, I want sacred sexuality to be like we're in a Garden of Eden, or we're in the forest, or we're in the mountains, like that kind of vibe where we're just so raw and so natural and so just like naked in a way that's actually naked inside too, like really vulnerable, but not in a way that is pursuit to control or to manipulate or to try to get one over each other, because some masculines can come from a place of that kind of competition where you're literally trying to like, get one on each other, right? So I'm also seeing the feathers. So I'm drawn to the feathers and the guy's hat. So the feathers can also be about the, soaring, right? This could be about actual soaring, like traveling and getting to experience different cultures. Because I'm seeing a journey, and I'm seeing this long journey, but I'm also seeing the transformation is happening where the divine feminine is starting to heal her sexuality, and she's starting to only give that to men who are worthy, who court her, who are endearing, who are sincere. He's on his knee. That's a sign of courtship, right? So the divine feminine is even celibacy, withholding sex so that she can really connect with a man's heart, and is looking for a man who or is sort of here training a man, or inspiring a man to really show up as someone who is wanting growth, right? Wanting growth within himself and in the connection, right? Wanting growth in his emotional body and his spiritual body. But this is, again, the physical touch is also about, again, awakening a more sensitized experience of love, like when you're a teenager, right? And you're really sensitized to, touch and in sexual kind of energy. And as you get older, we get desensitized because we do it too much. We use the toys too much, and then we get kind of numb to it, right? Or we have, we're not patient with it. We maybe have too many partners, and then we get confused by it, and then we kind of lose that sort of simple touch where we can feel really, really connected, right? We start to feel detached and even disconnected to our own solar plexus, and find it really difficult to really be imaginative or really be creative in a way we're taking action, and we're completing the cycle of imagination, which is to have an idea, to have a practice, to have a ritual, and to have an action, an application, a sort of movement. And the last card we have is treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. So someone can either treasure this connection with you. They treasure you, you treasure them, you are the world to them. It's like it's like a private time. It's held secret. It's held close, right, to someone's heart. And it's like a beacon of light. And it brings so much wonder and so much opportunity to grow, right? And this person is valuing that. Like, they're like, this brings an opportunity for me to grow both emotionally and spiritually, and that is so valuable, right? That is such value, right? Because it's such a precious thing, because not everybody has that, or not everybody is finding that, right? So there's a sense of, again, holding it close, taking care of it, nurturing. There's something about, you must give to the connection, you must nurture it. You again, the physical touch. There's something about, giving attention, giving affection. There's something about that's maybe what you want or what the connection needs, right? Giving, right? Somebody may have a fear of giving, right? Maybe can be stubborn, I'm not gonna give until I get. But there's something about a harmony comes through a mutual effort, right? And again, for some of you guys, if your partner, if you don't feel that harmony in the way that, have discernment, be very honest with yourself. Be very clear and direct with your partner, right? Time is precious. Wow, we have this card came out. We have the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. We see the swan. Again, there's a theme of innocence. There's this theme of tapping into your, we see that white energy, tapping into your clarity, your peace of mind, right? Finding that peace within yourself. Especially the masculine could be really seeking to find that peace within himself, right? Again, we see him alone. He's playing his instrument. He's alone. Again, with the animals. Something about being alone with your animals. It's helping you to find peace. Learning what it is to be a human being on this planet who's natural. It's natural for us to be peaceful. It's very unnatural for us to be, constantly in this raging anxiety and kind of scrambled. And also this blue color is talking about, I'm seeing like almost blue turquoise kind of color, is referring to, seeing your emotions and your spirit as royal, right? As royal. And again, there's something about sharing it with that which courts you, which receives you, which I'm seeing honorable, right? And I feel like it's more fulfilling when we have this type of, relationship feels like a rite of passage. It almost feels like a pilgrimage. Like we're, like going to this person is like going to a sacred site, or conversation, is like we're on this journey in just this conversation, having discovery, right? But that takes a willingness to, really activate and come into the fullness of your expression of love, your expression of self, your expression of your growth, right? And when we have growth in our conversation, we're looking at, how can I serve this person's affinity? A lot of people don't, I wouldn't say a lot, but some people don't really think about that, right? Because again, the programming of parental and society sort of relationships, we're in the sort of status relationship where we don't really talk to each other. We're just about money, or, paying the bills, that kind of thing, or back and forth, up and down, where we're not really opening our heart, right? And we're not really speaking our truth in a way where we're feeling immense breakthrough. Relationships feel very, very unsettled, right? So we'll see what's transforming in this connection. We have the inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So somebody's awakening to their divinity. Again, we see the orange, creativity. Someone's recognizing, their divinity. This could be feminine, it could be masculine. And I'm seeing the star of Sirius. So, you know, the star of Sirius has a lot to do with the Egyptian goddesses, the high priestesses of the sort of Egyptian the Egyptian matriarchy, which has to do with really claiming your throne, right? There's a lot of Leo, like Egypt in the Leo age, which is about claiming your throne. It's about commanding and demanding, and even, you know, the fighting spirit, that warrior of light, that warrior spirit, where you are allowing yourself to receive exactly what you want. And I'm also seeing, you know, you're pulling that out of the connection. You're pulling that out of your partnership when you pull that out of yourself, when you start to really like think highly of yourself, and start to realize, you know, there's things in this life get done. I'm also seeing some of you study as a what do you call it, geometry. So I'm seeing Sirius star, and I'm seeing that star as a space holder for advanced knowledge on geometry, and when it comes to cosmology, when it comes to mapping architecture, like sacred architecture. Okay. And then Mother Earth, you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So again, environmentalism could be about, again, you see the animals, we're seeing like creating a sanctuary. For some of you, you create sanctuaries, gardens, you create gardens, you create, it could be, you create little temples, you could create schools, you could create backyards, you could create like front yards, you can even create little clay sculptures people put in their yard as like a protection, or a sort of crystal grids, right? There's something about, you know, creating environments that are activated, that are sacred, right? So some of you guys working more with the crystal elements, which is about the working on the psychic connection to earth, working with knowledge and wisdom of the earth. So again, like I said, with this Scorpio, there's a vibe of a shamanistic ability to visualize the earth, or visualize the environment or reality as you want it, and seeing it come into fruition. But there's something about clearing out doubt, right? Clearing out doubt. And they're saying how to clear out doubt. They're saying bathe under the moon. I'm seeing the moon, like a giant moon, right? And I'm also seeing moonstone. I saw both. So, you know, for some of you guys, how you can really clear out the doubt that you may have, like that kind of is festering and constantly just kind of toying with you, is dance under the moon, connect with the moon, or the, you know, a moonstone. I'm also seeing opal, and hold these stones while you're under the moon. I'm also seeing selenite, clear quartz. It's very sort of white, clear kind of energies. That white, again, we're working with that white. The white, which has to do, again, like we see the snowy mountaintop, it really has to do with clearing away the disturbance, right? If you feel like you're being disturbed, or you feel like there's just kind of this disturbance that usually is, it kind of makes you feel mindless. It kind of makes you feel in a way that is not beneficial to you. It's not helping you. And we all know that, you know, sometimes you got to be mindless, right? Because the pressure is a lot. But if it's just becoming like your whole friendship is this mindless thing, or it's just a distraction or a disturbance, we're starting to nip that in the bud, because we're realizing that how we're going to be able, for some of you guys, you're meant to create physical places, like just schools, physical locations, like sacred sites, gardens, temples. And, you know, in order to have a clear vision, you really do have to you got to clear out what's kind of taking away from your energy, and give it to that which is going to that's going to potentiate you towards a greater creative expression of yourself. It's going to challenge you to be better, right? To really think outside the box. You want to have an energy around you. Could be a teacher or a podcast or a lecture, something like that, that helps you to think outside the box. You should always be thinking outside the box, because Earth and in this whole universe is way too expansive for us to just be living inside the same thing, keep doing it again and again. Right? We're meant to expand and meant to explore other many possibilities, even if it's contradicting. But we are also meant to have a sense of root, a sense of I am, a sense of anchor in ourselves. Right? A sense of a kind of identity, right? That is not based on status or credentials. It's based off of you getting in touch with the core you, right? The talents and gifts that belongs to you, even if you weren't even on this planet at this time. So we pull some cards from the tarot. What is transforming within this connection? Now focus, I'll do like a divine feminine and divine masculine. Again, it could be two females, it could be two men. But there's always a divine feminine and masculine. So what's transforming for the divine feminine in this connection? What's transforming for the divine feminine in this connection? Keep seeing like a dove or like a swan too. So that could be something about a wedding. I'm seeing like a wedding blessing. What's transforming for the divine masculine? I feel like that's a wedding blessing. Like some of you guys, I'm seeing the wedding. I'm seeing many things actually. The flower headpiece, the head crown made of flowers, white flowers. It's saying when I see the white, I'm seeing that it's, again, you're connecting with, it's almost like a partner that you would be with since you were young, or it's almost like you are like children, or something about children, it's like for your inner child or childhood. Could be past life. So what is transforming for the divine masculine? Okay. And then we see coming more into the green, working with Archangel Raphael, coming more into your heart, being bold, not being so afraid to express your heart because of rejection. So, for the divine feminine, we're seeing the Ace of Swords. So she's really coming more into speaking her truth. And the sword is about the sword of honor, and it's really about going deeper. We see the sword in the like going down into the crab, So there's something about she's cutting open herself, getting going deeper, just beyond the surface, the shell, and she's really getting into a deeper sort of unseen remembrance of her past lives and remembrance of herself and the kind of goddess that she's wanting to uphold in this life. And then the Five of Swords. So I think the Five of Swords is about the being unsure, because I'm seeing the eye. So it's like being unsure of one's intuition, but the intuition is so clear. It's because the eye is just so large and just so obvious. But still, there's a sense of not trusting what is so obvious, not trusting her own psychic eye, right? Not trusting her psychic eye. But there's some kind of clarity or some kind of message that's going to help her to really, really trust. It's almost like a aha moment, like, wow, I knew that, but I just have this conflicting sort of doubt in me. And it could be because of it maybe it's very spiritual, right? And maybe this divine feminine is trying to get more in physical, more grounded, more practical. And then the next card we have is the Two of Swords. So crossroads, choices, could be she's at a point in her life where she's kind of reinventing herself and kind of looking at where she really wants to go and who she's going to be with, because this also could be about evaluating partnerships. And I'm also feeling if there's divine feminines who have been kind of connecting with masculines, or a masculine who is not been showing up, and let's say it's been years and years, I feel like you're coming to a breakthrough where you're allowing yourself to receive love. You're allowing yourself to receive intimacy and joy, because some of you guys, you've been really holding out for a particular person, which is not, we should never hold out for a particular person, and is been constant inconsistency, constant disappointment. And I think with this is your clarity is you're kind of being very firm, very decisive, very this helped you to raise your self-worth, help you to really, really recognize how valuable you are as a feminine, as a woman. And you are starting to again make decisions for yourself. There's something about yourself and taking back your power and realizing what's going to be best for me. Because some of you guys have been like Mother Mary, like so giving and helpful and wanting to serve these men, or help them to awaken and spiritually grow and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you're realizing that it's it's hard enough to do that for myself. It's like meet me halfway. Or for some of you guys, you're no longer carrying the burdens of someone else. You're no longer just going to put up with someone else's constant rage and anger and dumping that on you, and you're just kind of transmuting that for them. A lot of you are starting to really kind of rethink partnership in spiritual growth in the partnership. And you're starting to realize like there is the clarity, the great voice. You're using your voice to really, command the universe that I will have, partnership that's going to be, that's going to bring not only growth to their life, but also growth to my life. And it's justice, right? It's going to bring justice to both of our lives. It's not just one doing the work and the other just kind of benefiting, right? Or, vice versa. It's going to be it's going to bring justice, right? Justice is about fairness. So something about the fairness, seeking fairness, and kind of again the Two of Swords, the Five of Swords, unsure of like which direction to go into right now when it comes either to a connection or one's journey. I'll see what direction should the divine feminine focus on. What should she focus on for her direction? I'm hearing patience. Patience pays. I feel like there's something about waiting. I'm seeing that some patience pays, waiting ships to come in. But it's also about, I'm seeing Pleiades too. Pleiades, as in there's an important Pleiadian mission or Pleiadian message or Pleiadian offering that you're giving. It's like a Pleiadian offering or Pleiadian medicine. That's something about this connection really awakens that deep past life, deep planetary other life knowledge. So what the divine feminine should be focusing on is the world and the sun. So the world is about expansion. It's about opportunities just coming to her. And the sun is also about remaining positive and going for what is the most enthusiastic vision, what gives you the most excitement and what gives you the most sense of like happiness. So really focus. It's almost like don't even look at the external, right? Because the external and everybody's reality is completely being just reconstructed right underneath our feet. Everything is being reconstructed. It's like we're all in this kind of construction zone where it's like nothing is what it once was. Nothing is what what we think it's gonna be. So they're just saying focus on your highest happiness and your imagination, and let the world. They're saying let the world come to you. Let the world respond. Let the world give to you. Right? You don't need to make a decision. You don't need to take it upon yourself to kind of force or try to understand everything. Something about the world, let the world show you. Let Mother Gaia show you. Some of you guys are trying to figure it out. figure something out about yourself, overthinking. Let the world show you. Let Mother Gaia show you what she has. Because there's something about, I want to show you the power of me. You know, there's something about the world wants to show you, you know, its power, and its power to manifest and expand your life. Something about focus on the expansion. You know, go where you feel expansion of your thinking, your feelings, and your embodiment. And then for the Divine Masculine, we have the Six of Wands. So victory, victory, triumph, success in a partnership, individually, but wanting to expand that again into partnership. And then the Ace of Pentacles, again, expansion of one's tangible wealth. You know, it could be one's business. It could be bringing in inspirational people, if that is a part of the person's business. You know, wanting to expand. Also, new thinkers, people who think outside the box, I'm hearing. People who, again, this could be a professional masculine. My brain is like, whoa, because it feels like a real sort of very, very passionate. So thinking, you know, bringing people to think outside the box, and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Divine Masculine is really, really wanting the Ten of Pentacles, which is not just, again, wealth of like individual wealth. Like, I'm an individual, I have wealth through my own achievements, through me, you know, the I am, the, you know, there's just also about the wealth of the lineage, the wealth of partnership, and wanting the victory of the wealth and partnership, wanting to build this masculine could be you know, builder, in a spiritual form. Again, it could have an Anunnaki vibe. Syria could be called Anunnaki. We got Sirius, which are also very master manifesting sort of teachers and professionals. There's something about trusting one's instinct. I'm seeing the wolf. Trusting one's instinct, trusting himself, that he has what it takes to create this, and clearing away the people, places, and things that actually create doubt in him, that almost try to like poison him with doubt or with negativity or uncertainty. There's something about, again, thinking outside the box, trying new things, opening up new pathways, walking alone if you have to, like the wolf. And the victory is with, again, we see the yellow, like a solar plexus, almost like a looks like the Mayan calendar actually in this sort of picture, which has to do with destiny, you know, following your calling, going again where you feel the expansion of time and space, where you feel somebody is looking for, like, wanting to be more intelligent, wanting to feel more educated, you know, wanting to feel like more aware or more tapped into yourself and into the universe. Someone wants to feel like they're, you know, they're getting more of a meditative mind. They're feeling smarter when it comes to like the laws of the universe, really getting in touch with the laws of the universe, really getting in touch with prosperity in the form of lineage, in the form of deep harmony, right? Deep harmony in a connection, and willing to work and fight and you know, fight for that, and really claim that. Something I'm claiming that, right? I'm claiming that. I'm kind of standing my ground. I'm not going to I'm not going to doubt myself. I'm going to claim what is mine, what I want, what feels expansive for me, you know, what brings expansion, both mentally, emotionally, psychologically, in a way that, again, helps me to think outside the box, helps me to reinvent myself, helps me to kind of, it's almost like I'm open. Someone's like saying I'm open. No, I'm open to looking at things from a different perspective. I'm open to really taking off my mask or taking off my skin and even changing my fashion, right? So that I can really experience sort of, a more endearing way of perceiving life that could be more sentimental. It could be more like angelic, could be more kindred, it could be more enthusiastic, more hopeful, right? More visionary look of life. So the last thing I'm going to pull is from the soulmate cards. They're just little cards of inspiration. What is transforming in this connection? Again, it could be you with yourself. It could be you in this connection with this person. What's transforming in this connection? What's transforming? So I'm just going to do 2 cards. What's transforming in this connection? What's transforming in this connection? I'm going to do what the Divine Feminine wants to communicate and what the Divine Masculine wants to communicate. I'm also seeing the raven. There's something about birds. There's a lot of birds. Raven. The Divine Feminine is like a raven, or the Divine Masculine is like a raven. It's like an animal totem. Okay. The raven also has to do with your sort of inner royalty. Like you have a natural royalty that is subtle. You don't even have to do anything. It just comes out because of your connection to your throne, the connection to your dignity, right? So the transformation that's happening, the quality of your thoughts equals the quality of life you experience. Thoughts are living energies that have an enormous influence on what you attract into your life. Think love, and that is what you will attract. So what the transformation is happening is people are really starting to look at their thoughts, and they're really starting to understand, like, this thoughts is actually creating the dilemmas, right? And some of these dilemmas are unnecessary. And again, it's influencing people's choices, right? They could be thinking, have thoughts, So something like clearing out the thought body, clearing out the mental space. Because some people, the mental space could be so in collision because there's all these thoughts about love, these beliefs, these past memories, and they're all kind of colliding. And it's like there's someone who doesn't really know which thought they should choose, like which thought is the real thought, right? Is it the past memory thought? Is it the belief thought based on my parents' relationship, based on my ex-partner relationship? Or is it the thought of, hey, this seems positive, right? So someone doesn't even, there's something about clearing out the mental space. And again, how you do that is bathing under the moon. Rainstorm. If you have rainstorm, it's not necessarily going out and, in the rainstorm, right? But if you're dancing in the rain, right? Watching the thunderstorm, these kinds of natural sort of earth events can actually help to clear out the extra thoughts that are connected to things that may, like pains or suppressed emotions that we still have inside of us, so that we can get to a quality of thought that is very connected to our instinct and to our intuition, which is about serving our fulfillment in the big picture. Okay, so the love that emanates from your beloved's heart is light that steams from the mind of God, Goddess. Through each other we become one. I give thanks for the endless blessing that is you. So someone is, or someone will, or someone is, there's like a huge goddess, like, oof, it's just steamy thinking about it. It's almost like you smile, like your cheeks turn red. because the expression that this person may give is very very much, you are the center of the universe, you are the one and only, you are the goddess of all time, that kind of real intense, like wrapping myself around you. We're gonna get, what do you call, blood tied, our bloods together, you know, we're gonna get sort of, what do you call, velvet lace around our wrists. I don't know why I'm saying that. We're gonna like take baths together. Like, this is some real stuff I'm seeing. It's because of the heart light of the lover. It's like they it's like so healing. It's for this person, it's so monumental, it's so empowering, so powerful. And this person is very like a devoted lover, like real devoted in such a deep way. You're right, I can't even really use words to explain it. It's more of, again, a physical like experience of someone who is really I wouldn't say attached, but who really wants to experience the union or oneness or one with someone, their partner, on every level. Okay, and that could be very overwhelming, and even for this person, that could be very like you know, like that doesn't even belong to this planet. It's like another planet. Right? That kind of devotion is not Earth experience. It comes from somewhere else. But maybe that person's holding that back, or maybe that person doesn't know how to express that, or maybe that person hasn't been in touch with that real intense, authentic version of themselves for years, maybe since childhood, because you know they haven't emerged themselves with the right person, right? So this could be a person who's like the type that's like looking for the one, right? This could be that kind of person who's really believes in one person, or who really believes in tradition, one person the whole life, one mate the whole life, God, goddess is oneness, and it's that one thing I'm looking for. Okay, so this whoo, it's like I'm out of breath. It's like my heart's racing. So the message from the divine feminine to the divine masculine: love is the expression of God, goddess flowing through you. Love is a sacred union, a great creative power which, through the emerging of two souls, becomes an exploration of the divine. So the divine feminine is kind of, it has that intensity too with the creative power. There's something about, merging with someone's soul. It's different than just sex, merging in your body fluids, exchanging that. It's very different. It's emerging with the soul. And it's like a great exploration, because there's something about the soul tribe. It kind of triggers memories of past lives on Earth and other planets. So when you emerge with this person, you're going to have recollection of your lives in Pleiades, your lives in Sirius. I mean, it's going to enhance your psychic abilities, and you're going to have astral projection experiences. That's how you're dealing, you're in a higher vibrational like sex experiences, because it actually heightens your psychic abilities. It heightens your self-esteem. It makes you feel more like worthy. Actually, it makes you feel more confident, not less. It doesn't make you feel like icky and like, ugh, like I don't feel good about myself, after. It actually makes you feel more clear-headed. Like, it actually is healing for you. It relaxes you in a way that is mutual. And when you're with this person, you want to like lay with this person, not just lay down on them, lay with them, and get to kind of feel their heart energy. And a lot of people, they don't really want to do that. They're just, So there's something about love and its expression. So it's something about, divine feminine wants to experience expression. She wants an expression of love. She wants, maybe that's what her love language, or what she wants in the love language, is someone who can express. Maybe someone who's poetic, musical, lyrical, who could write. Maybe she wants that expression, that kind of words, tokens of affection, and that is very attentive, right? And also the creative powers, like maybe divine, there's something about the divine feminine is tapping more into her creative power. She's learning transformation through personal power, transformation through her independence, transformation through her impact, through her voice, through her creations, through her business, through her spirituality, through her choice. She's not reliant, she's not dependent, she's not wrapping up with these people that is not doing anything for her. There's something about the transformation of being focused on what it is that she's wanting to put out in the world, create, and really focusing on her connection with God, and being very empowered just in her ability to shift reality and to manifest through her own will. And then the message from divine masculine to divine feminine: positive loving thoughts are instrumental in creating positive loving relationships. Fear and doubt only serve to create greater uncertainty. Think more about what is right in your relationship and less on what you think is wrong. So divine masculine could be working a lot with thinking, fear and doubt, right? And that when you're overthinking, what can help is to get in nature, go to the beach, bathe under the moon, go watch the sunset, the sunrise, go horseback riding, go snowboarding, these type of things, go and kayaking in the river, because it's going to get you more in your physical body. And when you're in your physical body, you feel a lot stronger. You build up your nervous system, you build up your life force, and you're not so fearful of rejection. You're not so fearful of taking risk or taking chances, because you have a strong nervous system, so you have strong nerve. So even if it doesn't go the way you want or expect or attach to, it's like you still feel you still feel confident. But when we don't really develop that life nerve, we're just in our head. We feel very like the whole world is gonna like end if we don't get what we want or expect, or attachment. And we it actually, thinking all the time weakens the physical body, and it actually weakens our nervous system, which our nervous system is very much about it's connected to our heart, it's connected to our brain, it's connected to our toes, right? And it's all about expansion and the risk and the chance it takes to get expansion. So also he's kind of giving a message to the divine feminine and this connection of transformation, about thinking positive. Don't let fear and doubt rule your mind. The uncertainty, there's something about I'm seeing the uncertainty. Something could be uncertain, unclear, unsure. Be okay with the uncertainty and let God, nature, reveal to you in time. You don't need to know everything at one time. You don't need to know everything this moment. It's like, be okay with uncertainty. Be okay with something that's unsure, something that you don't know about, right? Maybe there's some things in this connection you don't know, some things that are mystery, some things that could even bother you because you want to know everything, or you want to know exactly what's going on. And they're saying to be okay and continue to just move forward and develop a greater sense of self-esteem, right? A greater sense of movement in your own life, right? And it's also saying to let go of other people's dramas. For some of you guys, let go of other people's relationship dramas, other people's whatever attachments, and getting other people where they need to go, and focus on your growth and allowing yourself to be surrounded by those who are able to meet you in a place where you can both really expand, where you're both kind of equals, in the way that you're both wanting to expand together, not where you're pulling on each other and trying to like latch on each other, leech onto each other, and trying to force each other to get what you want from them, where you're both kind of coming with a sense of equality, a sense of exchange of energy that is both potentiating you forward in a rhythmic dance. And you'll know if you're in a rhythmic dance with someone, because it's not going to be this push and pull, this running and chasing, or this here, there. It is codependency, this I need you to fix me or to get me where I need to go. It's going to be very rhythmic in the way that you're going to both have complementary to each other, right? The way that you express yourself, the way they express themselves can be totally polarized, but there's a sense of complement. There's a sense of it triggers you to sort of expand your creative vision of your experience of life, both inner, right? Because we have an inner life that we need to focus on, right? Because the inner life and how expansive we are in our own thinking and feeling is reflected in our outer life. So if we're kind of like not very expansive in our own sort of connection to ourself in Mother Earth and the cosmos, that's going to reflect in our creativity and what we're giving to other people and what we speak and what we're creating and in our external world, and these type of careers and connections and jobs that we have. So really the education is about, that gives us a greater expansion, career, job, or location of living or relationship connection, is really about the how sort of, the education of your own will or your own spirit, your own character, your own ability to connect with yourself and to repair, to heal yourself, and to listen to yourself, and to have a strong emotional body, to find that balance within yourself, right? So that the real ecstatic joy or power or fulfillment of this life is not what we see outside in our external reality and this, that, and the other, whatever's out there. It's really the immense of ecstatic energy we're channeling through this physical form from not just Earth but other cosmic regions. That's the real ecstatic joy. Is you're not just looking outside and this, you see it for what it is. You're also going in and allowing yourself to channel things that are not out there, that are not what you see here, right? Something that goes a little, it could be something that is way beyond, right, that what appears and what seems available and what seems possible for you. And that's usually those who have a real imagination, a real sort of cosmic mind, like people like Dr. Seuss and Da Vinci and even J.K. Rowling and Mr. Rogers. These people who really represent, they brought something out of nothing. There was no idea of this. There was no, that wasn't a possibility. That didn't even exist in this earth or this world, but they brought it here because they had an ability to go inside, become as ecstatic as possible, and connect to even greater expressions of earth that is just not, you're not just going to see just looking outside in the external, right? It's kind of hidden in plain sight, but only those who have that sort of ecstatic connection to themselves will be able to connect to something a little bit more imaginative than what's sort of, what do you call, propagandized out there. So this is the transformation that's happening for both masculine, feminine, and just individual, and also in the connection. So thank you.